Title: Shadows in the Dorm. Chapter 1: The Midnight Chill. The campus of Ravenwood University was cloaked in a thick fog, the moon's pale light barely penetrating the dense shroud. The old ivy-covered building stood silent and foreboding, their windows like dark eyes watching the night. Inside one of the dormitories, a group of friends gathered for their usual Friday night hangout. Sam, a sharp-minded history major, was lounging on the worn-out couch, flipping through his notes for an upcoming exam. Adam, the jokester of the group with a passion for filmmaking, was busy setting up his camera, capturing candid moments for his latest project. Justin, a tech whiz with a knack for solving puzzles, was hunched over his laptop, his fingers flying over the keys. Marco, the athlete with a brooding intensity, was staring out the window, lost in thought. As the clock struck midnight, a chill swept through the room. The friends exchanged uneasy glances, each sensing an unspoken tension in the air. It was Justin who broke the silence. "Did you guys hear about the strange man spotted around campus?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Adam scoffed. "Oh, come on, Justin. You're always looking for the next big mystery. It's probably just some guy from the town." Sam shrugged. "Still, it's weird. People say he's been lurking around for weeks, always at night, always in the shadows." Marco turned from the window, his eyes dark and serious. "We should be careful. Stick together." The conversation shifted back to lighter topics, but the uneasy feeling lingered. Around 2 a.m., they decided to call it a night. As they parted ways, a sense of foreboding settled over them, like a dark cloud refusing to lift. Chapter 2: The Vanishing Act. The next morning, the campus was abuzz with news. Marco hadn't shown up for his early morning track practice, and his coach was worried. By midday, his absence had turned into a full-blown mystery. His dorm room was untouched, his belongings exactly where he'd left them. No one had seen him since the previous night. Sam, Adam, and Justin gathered in their usual spot, their faces etched with worry. "This doesn't make sense," Sam muttered. "Marco wouldn't just disappear." Justin's fingers were tapping nervously on his phone. "I've hacked into the campus security cameras. Let's see if they caught anything." They huddled around the screen as Justin pulled up the footage. Hours of mundane activity flashed by until, at 3 a.m., a shadowy figure appeared near their dorm. The figure moved with purpose, heading straight for Marco's window. The screen went black for a few seconds, and when the feed resumed, both Marco and the mysterious figure were gone. Adam's face was pale. "Who is that? And how did they get Marco out without anyone noticing?" Sam's eyes were narrowed in thought. "We need to find him. Whoever took Marco, they know the campus inside out. We start asking questions tonight." Chapter 3: Into the Shadows. Night fell again, bringing with it the oppressive fog. The trio moved cautiously through the campus, their footsteps barely audible on the cobblestone paths. They decided to start at the library, a place Marco often went to clear his head. As they entered the dimly lit building, the silence was almost tangible. Shelves of ancient books loomed over them, casting eerie shadows. They split up, each searching a different section. It was Justin who found the first clue, a notebook tucked away on a high shelf. Inside, Marco's handwriting filled the pages, detailing strange occurrences and his suspicions about the man in the shadows. "He knew something," Justin whispered, his heart racing. "He was trying to figure out who this guy is." Suddenly, a soft creak echoed through the library. They turned to see a figure emerging from the darkness, dressed in black, a hood obscuring their face. The mysterious man moved swiftly, disappearing before they could react. "Follow him!" Sam shouted, and they sprinted after the shadowy figure, their fear momentarily forgotten. Through the maze of bookshelves, they chased the man, finally cornering him in a dead-end aisle. The figure turned slowly, and as the hood fell back, their blood ran cold. "Marco!" Adam gasped, his voice trembling. The man's eyes were wild, his face contorted with fear. "It's not me," he rasped. "He's coming." Before they could question him, the lights went out, plunging them into darkness. A scuffle, a cry, and then silence. When the lights flickered back on, the man was gone. leaving behind only a chilling echo of his warning. Chapter 4. Unraveling the Mystery. Determined to uncover the truth, Sam, Adam, and Justin delved deeper into Marco's notebook. It detailed his encounters with the mysterious man and hinted at a dark secret buried within the history of Ravenwood University. They learned of a tragic event from decades ago, a student who had vanished under mysterious circumstances, eerily similar to Marco's disappearance. The friends pieced together the clues, leading them to an abandoned building on the outskirts of campus. The building was said to be haunted, and few dared to venture near it. With trepidation, they entered, the air thick with dust and the scent of decay. Inside, they found a hidden room, its walls covered in cryptic symbols and photographs of past students. At the center was an old worn journal. As they flipped through its pages, the horrifying truth was revealed. The mysterious man was a former student, driven to madness by a dark force that seemed to plague Ravenwood. The friends realized that Marco had been trying to stop this force, but had become its latest victim. They also understood that the man they had seen wasn't Marco, but the embodiment of the dark force itself, using Marco's appearance to manipulate and terrorize them. With this knowledge, they set a trap, using the journal's clues to lure the dark force into a final confrontation. In a tense and heart-pounding climax, they managed to banish the entity, freeing Marco from its grip and breaking the cycle of terror that had haunted Ravenwood for generations. As dawn broke, the friends emerged from the building, exhausted but victorious. They had uncovered the truth and saved their friend, but the memory of those harrowing nights would linger in their minds forever. Chapter 5. The Silent Watcher. The sense of victory was short-lived. As the days passed, Marco's recovery was slow. He was plagued by nightmares, unable to recall the details of his abduction. Sam, Adam, and Justin tried to return to their routines, but a shadow hung over them. One night, Justin was alone in his room, working on his laptop. He glanced at the window and saw a dark figure standing in the courtyard, staring up at him. His heart pounded as he recognized the silhouette of the mysterious man. He blinked and the figure vanished. "Guys, we need to talk," Justin said urgently the next morning, gathering Sam and Adam in the common room. "I saw him again last night." Sam frowned. "Are you sure it wasn't just a trick of the light?" "I'm positive," Justin insisted. "We need to be on guard." The friends agreed to keep watch over each other, but unease gnawed at them. That night, they decided to sleep in the same room, hoping safety in numbers would ward off the lurking threat. Chapter 6. A Night of Terror. It was past midnight when a noise jolted them awake, a soft creak, like a door slowly opening. Adam grabbed a flashlight and crept toward the sound. Sam and Justin followed, their breaths shallow. They reached the source of the noise. The door to their dorm was ajar. Adam swung it open, shining the flashlight into the hallway. Empty. They exchanged nervous glances and stepped out. "Maybe it's nothing," Sam whispered, but his voice lacked conviction. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream echoed down the hall. They recognized Marco's voice. Panic surged through them as they sprinted towards his room. The door was locked. Adam rammed his shoulder against it, breaking it open. Inside, they found Marco on the floor, gasping for breath, his eyes wide with terror. He pointed towards the window, but the room was empty. "He was here," Marco wheezed. "He tried to take me again." Justin helped Marco to his feet. "We need to get out of here, now." They decided to head to the campus security office. As they hurried through the darkened campus, a sense of dread enveloped them. They reached the office, but it was deserted. No guards, no staff. "We need to find somewhere safe," Sam said, his voice shaking. "The library, it's always open." Chapter 7. The Final Chase. The library loomed ahead, its Gothic architecture casting eerie shadows. They burst inside, locking the door behind them. The silence was oppressive, broken only by their ragged breathing. "We need to hide," Adam said. "Find a place where he can't find us." They moved through the stacks, searching for a secure spot. Suddenly, the lights flickered and went out. Darkness swallowed them, and panic set in. "Stay together," Justin whispered urgently. But the darkness seemed to have a life of its own. Shadows shifted, and the air grew cold. A sinister presence filled the room. They heard footsteps, soft but deliberate, drawing closer. In the dim glow of their flashlights, they saw him, the mysterious man, his face obscured by a hood, moving silently through the aisles. He raised a hand, and the temperature plummeted. Marco let out a strangled cry and collapsed. Sam and Adam tried to lift him, but it was too late. The mysterious man was upon them. He reached out, and Marco's body went limp. "Run!" Justin shouted, grabbing Sam and Adam. They sprinted towards the exit, but the man was relentless, his footsteps echoing behind them. They burst out of the library, gasping for breath. In the moonlight, they saw him standing at the door, watching them with cold, unblinking eyes.